Alright, so we are going to head into our final topic of the day, which is the path for Jake Paul to face Conor McGregor. Come on, you guys. How can you not like this? I mean, I would love to see Jake Paul fight Conor McGregor for two reasons. Number one, I think it would be very entertaining. That's my main reason. I love this. I love the sport of mixed martial arts. I love the sport of fighting. But at the end of the day, I like to be entertained. So let's break this down. How would Jake Paul? What must Jake Paul do to have like a make a fight with Conor McGregor? Here are the following reasons why I believe that is a possibility. Number one, first of all, he must beat Ben Askren. He's scheduled to fight Ben Askren at one of the next Thriller promotion on April 17th. Location has not been announced, so that is the first thing that he must do. He must beat Ben Askren. And you guys, I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not trying to be that guy towards Ben Askren. I'm fairly confident that Jake Paul is gonna destroy Ben Askren. I mean, Ben Askren, I realize that he is a former ONE champion. He's a former Bellator champion. But he is a mixed martial arts champion. This is not mixed martial arts. This is a boxing match. And this is Ben Askren's first pro boxing match. Ben Askren is 36 years old. He's 36 years old, never had a boxing match in his life, and he's facing a guy that is 24 years old, coming into his prime. He's hungry, while Ben Askren, he is the other end of the spectrum. He's 36. He's at the tail end of his career. He's no longer in his prime. He was never known as a good boxer. He's a wrestler. Ben Askren is known as a wrestler. He's known as taking down his opponent and smother him. Try to take him. Well, he does take him down. Smother him, and just grinds on him until his opponent gives up, or until he get into a position where he's have the ability to put on some kind of submission. That's it. That is Ben Askren's game plan. That's his game plan right there. Take him down, grind him out, wear him out, put some pressure, get a decision, and if that doesn't work, try to submit him. And when you get into UFC, you guys, this is the reason why the UFC is the best promotion in the world. When you get there, you really know where you stand. And this is what I mean by that. Ben Askren got into UFC with a trade with ONE championship. Ben Askren would go over to UFC, and UFC would transfer Demetrius Johnson to ONE championship. If you have to ask who came out better, who benefited most in this transaction, I would have to say 100% for ONE championship and for Demetrius Johnson as well. Demetrius Johnson went over. He won their flyweight tournament. He's next in line for their flyweight championship. He's undefeated over there after his loss to Henry Cejudo. And he's being such a big name himself. He's got action figure. He was signed into one of Asia's biggest e-gaming sports. His Twitch account is going up. He's become such a big name over there. While for Ben Askren, the opposite has happened. He go in there, I believe he's 1-2. He beat God damn it. He beat Robbie Lawler, which he should have lost. I thought that he was out. Then he came back and submitted him. And then he lost to Jorge Masvidal in about 5 seconds. And then he got destroyed by Demian Maia, and Demian Maia made that look easy. And this is the reason why I believe that Jake Paul is going to beat Ben Askren. But the topic of this conversation is Jake Paul's path to Conor McGregor. I believe that he must beat at least 2 persons before he gets to Conor McGregor, and that's one of the 2. If that's the case, if one of the 2 is in the book in my mind, so who is the next person that Jake Paul must beat? And I believe that he must beat one of the 2 persons. One is Nate Diaz, and 2 is Dylan Dennis. And these are the reason why. Oh man, I should have and these are the reason why. Nate Diaz, Nate Diaz made his name by beating Conor McGregor on a short notice fight. That is essentially how Nate Diaz catapulted his career into the mainstream. He took a fight in, I believe, on a 10 days notice. He went in there and he submitted Conor McGregor. And as of right now, he is sitting 1-1 with Conor, 1 win, 1 loss. And also on top of that, Nate Diaz got such big fan following, and so does Conor McGregor. And there's always a talk that third fight, to see who's better of the 2. And I don't know if that's going to happen right away. Me personally, I don't think it's going to happen right away. But if Jake would have go in there and beat Nate Diaz, he would jump the line for that opportunity to fight Conor McGregor. I realized that the 3rd match between Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz will always be there. But for the fight fan inside of me, and for the fan as a whole, not just myself, but the community from mixed martial arts and the casual as well, and the boxing fan and the YouTube fan, I believe that would be the next fight to make. Or the second fight that Jake Paul must win. Like I said, I believe that he must win at least 2 fights. Is Conor McGregor, good friend and trading partner, and that is Dylan Dennis. Could you guys just imagine? Conor would go crazy if Jake Paul would go in there, beat Dylan Dennis, who's known as a BJJ expert. If Jake Paul would go in there and just destroy him in a boxing ring, yes, both these fights against Nate Diaz or Dylan Dennis must take place in a boxing ring, and that is the other contingency. And he's been saying that he's been working on his boxing. He's got cardio that could go for like forever. Him and his brother, they are triathlon. They train like every day. Yeah. But Nate, he's more of one of some celebrity fighter. He makes it clear that he's no longer chasing the UFC title. He's all about the money fight. He's about the fun fight. He's all about the fight that can make him the most money. And I believe that's why after Jake Paul beat Ben Askren, I am putting a few bucks on this. Not much. I'm going to put a few dollars down that Jake Paul is going to beat Ben Askren. And after that, I believe that Jake Paul will absolutely 100%. Well, I shouldn't say 100% because I don't know. Let's say 99%. If you face Nate Diaz or Dylan Dennis, he have a high possibility of beating both those guys. And if he beat Ben Askren, which I believe he will, and going on to beat Nate Diaz and Dylan Dennis, he will make some noise, which he has previously done. Before he beat Nate Robinson in his previous fight, I'm talking about Jake Paul. He said he made this claim that him, his manager, and promotion Thriller would offer Conor McGregor $50 million to fight him, and that funding was secured. Funding that he essentially got the money if Conor McGregor choose to step into the boxing ring and fight him professionally. As we know what happened there. Essentially, Jake Paul went in there, he destroyed Nate Robinson, and on the other end, Conor McGregor next fight at UFC 257, he went in there and he got finished by Dustin Poirier. So that brought down his stocks a bit. But that is in the octagon. Jake Paul is still offering a match against Conor McGregor in the boxing ring, and that would be such a huge fight. But before we get into that final match, that third match, what I think about the possibility of that happening? High. I think the possibility of that happening is extremely high. As right now, as I previously mentioned in my intro, today is February 18th, 2021. And on April 17th, he's fighting Ben Askren, which I believe he's going to win. And then after that, I believe that the last quarter of 2021, he must have another high-profile fight in the boxing ring. And the two opponents after Ben Askren, the two opponents that I am picking is Nate Diaz, because Diaz will fight Jake Paul 1% if the money is right. And if Jake Paul could offer Conor McGregor $50 million, he will come out with the right amount of money. They will make an agreement with a reasonable number. What number that may be, I don't know. I believe that Nate will do it for like 10% of that amount, and 10% of $50 million is $5 million. I believe that will be more money than anything that Nate has ever made with the UFC. And Nate will be fighting a YouTuber. And if Nate believes that he's very good at what he does, which he is, mixed martial arts fighting, and he has also been making a lot of claims of how good he is as a boxer. $5 million fighting a YouTuber? Yeah, sure. Why not? Take it. Take the money. Take that $5 million. And on top of that, he is going to get sponsored as well. I realized that the UFC does have a say in this. The UFC has promoted fighters before. Dana White has promoted Conor McGregor versus Floyd. I realized that this is not going to bring in as much money as Floyd versus Conor. Money's money. They are still going to make money. The question that must be asked is how much. And number 2 fight is, of course, Dylan Dennis. Out of the fight after Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, I believe that Dylan Dennis would be, I say 1 in 5, which is a 20% possibility, but 20% is still 20%. The matchup could still be there. But either way, I believe that he is 2 fights away from facing Conor McGregor, and he must win them both. First fight is coming up against Ben Askren, and his second fight, I believe it should be booked in the last quarter of 2021 against Nate Diaz or Dylan Dennis. Or that's my 2 top pick. It could be anyone, but he must win at least 2 fights. So, and if you win both those 2 fights, I could see the UFC and Conor McGregor, and also Jake Paul as well, scheduling his 3rd fight against his 3rd fight, so I believe his 5th pro fight as a whole in mid 2022. I believe that is the path for Jake Paul, with the possibility of him facing Conor McGregor. Okay. Alright guys, so that is my thought on what's coming up next. Thank you for watching. If you have not, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And thank you very much. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Peace. Be safe.